In a late night development, finally FT has exited MCX SX by selling its 5% equity and 56.24 crore worth warrants to marquee investors like Rakesh Jhunjhunwala and a set of consortium. Does this clearly mean that the dark clouds hanging over are finally gone and you will have a clear net worth of more than 100 crores as per SEBI's guidelines?
Okay, firstly, I'm not the, you described me as the MD of MCX, so it's MCX SX. Well, I don't know about the dark clouds, but we did read this news which is available in the public domain. It's come on the BSE website. And I think overall looks like a positive news, though I have not heard any official confirmation either from FTIL or the other shareholders. Because it does look like that we will be able to meet whatever the SEBI stipulations were while they had asked us to renew our license. And there is some speculation on our net worth, etc., which has been going on for some time. I think it will put to rest all of that. So in that respect, it looks a very positive news.
Where does your net worth stand after this particular transaction or as on September 30th?
See, as of September 30th, our net worth should be around, as per our, I think our, the chartered accountant statement, it should be around 145 crores. But there was this element of dispute there on the warrants issue, which I think if that is resolved, then I guess it will, well, it will continue to be at 145 crores, very comfortable.
Mr. Sarkar, the important question now is, you have one of the top investors of Indian equity markets now on board, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala and other set of consortium which have other marquee names. Now, once this conversion of warrants happens, if I am right, the back envelope calculation, so Rakesh Jhunjhunwala's 5% equity maybe come down to around 2.5%. You also have certain PSU banks as your investors. Now finally, not only on the aspect of stability, but would you want these investors to further invest and increase their stake as per the regulations? That also ensures money flows back into the exchange, which is much required at this point of time.
Yes, see, I think the exchanges, even when we had gone for rights issue, the primary problem was always on the net worth. And of course, I mean, we would need money because running an exchange is an expensive affair. So we would need money, and it's always good to have investors. I think, you know what, I am seeing it as that it's reimposes the faith of some very high quality investors. If this news is indeed true as it is, and it does reimpose the faith of a very good quality of investors on the fundamental strength of the organization and the people who run it and the technology that is used, etc. So, you know, I'm sure that if the board decides that we should again approach the market to raise money from these investors or others, whoever, I think our job should be quite easy. I mean, because, you know, it's always tough to get in the first guy. If some people do the hard work and then they find out what's good, and then that pride might influence other people.
Mr. Sarkar, another important aspect, would you like to clarify and set the record straight? MCX SX had come out with a release saying that the board has taken a decision to extinguish the rights that FT had over these warrants. Now you had taken that decision, but in turn FT has gone and sold these warrants. Now how does both the things go together? Where does the legal position stand on this?
Yes, sure. As soon as we receive official communication, I think we'll try to, at the convenience of our board members, convene a meeting because to discuss these issues. See, I think the board has taken a decision to extinguish a right, which basically meant that FT could not, convert the warrants into equities. I mean, that really was the primary right of a warrant holder, to convert it into equity. No one holds warrants for the sake of holding warrants. Now, this is an interesting development. It appears that they have sold some of these warrants. So, I think the light of what has happened and what the previous board deliberations were and what the regulations, etc. are, I think we will have to call a board meeting to look into this. But I think, you see, if you look at it, that this solves a lot of problems for us if we are able to sort of recognize the sale of these warrants, because all the if you look at the 4 or 5 SEBI stipulations regarding our license which you have to fulfill before December 15th, relate to, you know, whatever they relate to, I think most of them will be fulfilled because if we are able to convert this, and I think there is no question about disputed net worth. So I think the board will obviously look at this in the interest of the company and the directions given by SEBI, and they reach at the best possible.
And quickly, if I could touch upon, currency was your strength when MCX SX traditionally was launched in the country. Now with this news coming in, today are there any immediate indications of volumes once again shifting to your exchange? Any good numbers coming out in the first half of the trading session now?
No, I think that's a bit too quick to see. But I think gradually, as I said, gradually I think people's confidence which may have, because of the adverse news over the last few months, have been affected a bit, but hopefully for more positive news like this will take volumes up. But it's very difficult to, I have not seen the volumes today, so I can't really say whether there's been a growth today, but I think it's not been a very bad day from what I'm told.
Okay, and finally, if I could ask you, now with the worst over, what is going to be your roadmap? Because you came across as an exchange which had the capacity to take on, say, a might like NSE. What is going to be your roadmap? And quickly, I should add, you have also claimed close to 800 crore damages from NSE for the CCI case. Now, would that be another bounty that you're looking for very soon?
So see, that I think you have to file an application, and I think we'll see what happens to that. But that's a matter which is sub judice, and I really cannot comment on it. Regarding this question of, look, I think yes, I mean we were regarded as an exchange which can bring in innovation and can bring new things to the market. But I don't really see that we are necessarily have to compete with someone. There's enough space. I think there are a lot of products. I think the economic environment is looking very good. The government is very keen to bring reforms to the market, and I think there will be lots of new products which hopefully SEBI will allow, which will help the investors invest in products which give them high returns. So I think we will mark out a niche. All the numbers are with us. The technology is good. As I said, we have a very high quality of staff. So I think we'll be able to carve a niche for ourselves soon. I'm not too worried about where competition is and all that. We don't necessarily want to be number one in everything in the next 6 months. We have all the time in the world.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.